Hello, hello, hello. We're back again to Crypto Traders Arena Weekly Crypto Review. Guess we're up at episode 41? Yeah, 41. So damn, we're well, most of the year's behind us already. It's insane. We're already here talking about wrapping up October. So I don't know. I guess the end of the year will be sooner than later, which is I suppose for buying crypto is kind of a good thing, I think, because I do think the bottom will come in kind of around December, January. Just thinking. We'll see though. Certainly still looks a little. I don't know. There are some names actually popping today, pretty good, but in general, I think the altcoin market still kind of looks a little suppressed with momentum down. A lot of nice levels though. I was kind of going through some names yesterday, thinking about dollar cost averaging and stuff, and definitely see a lot of names that have come down into like reasonable levels to think about nibbling for sure, even if they're not really showing like weekly bottoms yet. So I guess we're just doing our thing. We're going to keep on keeping on. We've got another 5 names to look at today for our Road to Financial Freedom plan and just continue to work our bids on all that stuff. Hopefully probably see those fills come in here in the next month or two is what I'm thinking. Probably a lot of our like stinkier bids will end up getting filled here. And other than that, welcome everybody. Good to see the regulars in the chat. And I think my co-host is here with me. Paula, you want to say hi to everyone?
Yeah, hello everyone. We are here, consistent 41 episodes. At least, I don't know if we are good streamers, if we are doing a good job, but at least we are here every Sunday. If you have questions, we'll be here until the top of the market.
Yeah, we are consistent. Even if we're consistently shitty YouTubers, we're still consistent. But,
Yeah, the important thing is to be consistent. Good or bad, that's a different story.
of course, I guess as a reminder, I do just want to make sure people know about the daily plan video that Paul does, and we have on our website now. We have just basically this week's video is always going to be up here. Of course, we didn't update it already for last week, so probably need to build in a plan to do that. I guess I can do that. Make sure this is always updated, and then of course we have every day, Monday through Friday. Paul's doing a daily plan video that just kind of goes over levels for the day, and usually we'll highlight some if there's any trending, lower time frame stuff mostly, but any sort of trending markets that maybe THG setups are coming in on, and also just highlighting key levels for that day. So that's more of a zoomed in kind of day trader levels kind of show, Monday through Friday. And then of course we do this on Sunday, and then also on Tuesdays I've been talking a little bit more crypto as well. That's not on here, but that's the bulk of like the YouTubing we're doing for the most part for the public. And then of course, if you want to join our Discord and get involved with our live streams and stuff, that's kind of the bulk of our sort of premium side of the community, where we're actually just trading every day. And so of course we have the New York session live stream every day, Monday through Friday there, and then some London session trading as well. A lot of our community is sort of in favorable time zones for trading London and New York session. Not so much me, but those of you in Europe and stuff. It's a nice place to be in terms of trying to trade the London session earlier in your day and then later in the day, New York session. So of course, because a lot of our community is on that side of the planet, there's a lot of London session trading going on as well. And other than that, I guess I'll just maybe do the same usual, just kind of quick, broader look at the market, and then we're going to talk about our specific Road to Financial Freedom plan, and then we'll get into any other names that have popped up here recently. And there, like I said, I did see like a handful of altcoins that are up like 20-30% on the day. Actually, things like Band, and I don't know, Band's up 43% now, and also, well, I got Band in here twice, I guess. But like this Strax has been ripping lately, and yeah, there's some double-digit numbers up. I don't know, probably kind of weekend pump, kind of like Sunday afternoon pump type stuff. So we'll see if that has any longevity and if these rallies can hold into the week. But just zooming out a little bit and just kind of look at sort of the broader market. Of course, we watch the DXY as just sort of our inverse correlation sort of proxy. And last week we kind of talked about this thing had finally kind of pulled back a little bit, but shit, it just came out. It came out with a pretty strong bounce here towards the end of the week. And I think you could, obviously we've been in this super straight up rally that hasn't had any quit in it, and then we finally got like a decent pullback, but we really just came down into like kind of key highs and support back here. So it's not a huge surprise. We're, basically just testing the moving averages again, but everything's still very much pointing up. I think now we're just back into short reload zones. If you, draw your fibs off of the pullback here, you'd find that we're just up in kind of like short location against this little range that's being carved out at the moment. So it's just a question of, do we get like an M here? That would sort of put the top in the DXY for right now. And so if we have any sort of resistance up in here this week and maybe like another 3-bar fractal or something to suggest down, then maybe we could get an M here, and breaking the DXY here could leave some breathing room for, of course, like the risk on market stocks and crypto. And I think if we are thinking about some sort of end of the year bottom, or at least sort of end of the year relief rally, some sort of bounce coming into the beginning of next year, then I would expect this M to probably come in, even if they end up taking out the highs and kind of FU in the highs one more time. If there's going to be any sort of bottom to the end of the year and risk on, probably need to see this roll over here. And it's closer. I don't know if it's broken yet, but it's certainly closer. I even kind of, drew that same M in RSI here. We did get like a tiny little divergence in RSI that sort of created this pullback, but no real big M here. So maybe we see something like this happen in here in the next couple weeks. And I do think that stocks will probably have like relatively favorable earnings here in October. So it's likely the stock market could kind of, it's sort of hanging on to its bounce right here, but trying to at least, maybe we can see a couple weeks of bounce. Which sort of will set up this M potentially. But we'll see. So far, it's just kind of like, it's a pretty good example of a strong uptrend. I'll just say that. Higher highs and higher lows. Sure, we got like a higher low put in. We got a decent pullback, but it's really not like changing the structure of this uptrend. I don't think there's been a true like, we kind of took out this tail here, but it's not really like anything that's actually disrupted the market state of this uptrend. So just still pointing higher for the most part. And then the stock market tried really hard to bounce here and basically came up into resistance. And now I think the exact opposite as DXY. It's like, do we find any support down in like long reload zones as we come back against the 200 period moving average? This is the S&P 500 ES futures. We're basically in the short term trend is down, and we have like M's and stuff, all the stuff we've talked about up here, sort of structural tops. But we did just come into 200 period support and bounced, and now we'll come down and test that level again, most likely. So probably wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit more down here as the DXY is figuring out what it's going to do up in its short reload zone, and then maybe this bounce can sustain itself, but we did get kind of like an oversold condition here where I think the market just got way too oversold, had taken a pretty big punch in the nose and had to just kind of have a little relief bounce here. But I don't think it's a little early to call a bull market here. And it looks like my little red box isn't really drawn in the correct place here, but any sort of bounces up into here now, like 61.8 is up here at 45.14. Any sort of, if we do bounce up into these areas, certainly would look for some selling pressure to come in there. And in general, it kind of looks like we have like a range here established in the stock market, right at the bottom of the range down at like 4,200, which seems to be really strong support. And then, top of the range is the recent highs. And we're just kind of, we're at the lower part of the range. So, I mean, hunting long opportunities down against the lows here seems reasonable. It's just a question of, can they sustain, if we do get up here, can it sustain the rally and maybe go to a new high down the road? I don't know. That's a long shot at the moment to talk about, I think. Definitely would look for resistance up here against this M. So that's like the S&P. The NASDAQ seems to be leading, actually, the S&P, in my opinion, and has got a little farther of a bounce, up into the M top and got rejected. So that's not a great sign for the bulls. That's also this trend line that's been active all the way since off the old all-time high top. We just sort of came up into that like 61.8, not quite 61.8 of the range here, but 50% levels, I should say, and trend line and the M top here. So that's kind of like a little ahead of the ES in the sense that the ES didn't make it all the way up into the M yet. So not an unreasonable place to see a rejection here, but at the same time, there is a W working. And as we come down into like, I got some messy boxes drawn on here, but just if we were to draw fibs off of this little range now and getting down into reload zones here, like Mountain Man's kind of down at like 14,900. So yeah, as we come back, as the DXY sort of figures out if it's going to roll over, simultaneously, this could potentially bounce somewhere in these reload zone areas and, just pretty much just be the range game at that point, right? Any bounces down here, same story as the ES, back up into the upper part of the range would be short location here. So anyway, what's prognosis with the stock market? Is just, dead cat bounce off of oversold kind of condition from the past couple months. And so it's a little early to say if we've really bottomed yet or if that's just going to end up being another lower high and roll over deeper. And of course, the last thing I'd say about the NASDAQ is the 200 is kind of, the ES hit the 200, but the NASDAQ has a lot of open air beneath if it does lose these levels here and might have to come down against the 200, which sort of makes sense if we do get some sort of sell off into the end of the year, which I definitely expect in crypto. I don't know what's going to happen in the stock market, but if the same thing happens, then maybe this 200 gets tested here before the real bounce comes in. So I don't know. Relatively just bouncy looking, though. I don't think. I think it's. We'll just see what happens when we get down to the reload zones, like I was saying. So it kind of looks like maybe the week could start off a little heavy as they bring it down against reload zones. We'll see. And I don't know. The Russell 2000 just got immediately rejected hard and has just been getting kicked in the nuts in general. So it did try to bounce with the rest of the market and then got a strong rejection. It's just all the way back against the lows here. See if it finds any support down here. And then crypto, we'll just move on to Bitcoin. And I'd be curious. I would ask everybody else. Oh shit, I'm getting some error YouTubes. Am I streaming right now? Let's see. Hopefully I'm actually live.
Okay. Yeah, everything is okay. It's working really nice.
Oh, good. I got poor stream quality on my end, so I don't know my internet. I've noticed my internet has been shitty the last couple of days all of a sudden, so I'm not sure. But hopefully there's no major problems. If there's a little lag in the video, sorry about that. Sure my internet will catch up though here shortly. I do have green on my OBS, so but anyhow, let me check out the comments too while I'm at it. Well, David's throwing in some requests. DMAX saying Dino coin season, so I guess maybe the Dino coins are pumping. I don't know. Paul saying don't fucking chase, and then weekend pumps. Yeah, I mean we might be in sort of a weekend pump here. We'll see what happens here tomorrow, but and then somebody's wishing a good day to all of us. So yes, same to you. Anyhow, I was going to ask before I thought YouTube might be crapping out. I was going to ask actually the people that are in the room. I don't know their opinion on Bitcoin, and I wonder who thinks we're going to go higher, and who thinks we're going to go lower. That's an easy poll. No, I'm just kidding. The poll question would be, has Bitcoin rolled over for the year, or will we see, will we even see a higher high than this 28,600 high that's sort of up against 200 moving average support? Like, how many people think we could close higher in the rest of the year as opposed to closing lower? Me personally, I kind of think it kind of looks to me like we've rolled over for the year. I mean, there's only 2.5 months left of the year. And I just look at this 200 period moving average support, and I kind of think these ABCDs, like I drew this ABCD like earlier in the week. I don't think we can call a top here necessarily, but there is like an M working. It does kind of just seem like we're headed lower for the rest of the year. Something's got to change here quickly if we're going to go to, maybe test the upper part of this range here the rest of the year. Of course, I'm just throwing out speculation here. I can't really I mean the same story with Bitcoin is still here, strong support at 25,200, which has not been broken yet. So any sort of moves down against the lows here might find a bottom and a bounce. But there is strong support down here at the old neckline of the bottom, head and shoulders, and all these reasons at 25,200, 38.2 of the range, and whatever, all the stuff we've talked a lot about. But there's not a lot of reason to get up higher yet. I mean, I'm not seeing a lot of. I mean, we're kind of like short term trending higher here, but we've just been smacking against 200 period resistance, and I don't like that in general because I see this this uptrend is sort of running out of gas at this point. Just even stuff like that high there at 28.5 was just a test of the old sort of like structural top, and that strong rejection there is not really a great sign. We're now pretty below the trend line we've been oscillating around. Not really like a structural top underneath the trend line, like no M's here. Any kind of M here would sort of put the fork in the uptrend, I think. But kind of looks like we're ABCing down, and then there's this kind of nice confluence here with this ABCD level at Mountain Man, 21,700. So I kind of think the end of the year is more down than up, but up, down, or sideways. It's going to be up, down, or sideways. And it might be more of like a sidewaysy downy, but point being, we just have strong resistance that we're not getting above, and something's got to change, or there has to be some sort of positive catalyst for Bitcoin to push price higher here, I think. And then, of course, any bounces up into like the top of the range are probably going to run into some selling pressure. And it kind of looks like we have this head and shoulders top here that sort of looks like this. And the right shoulder is a little lower, but that's not a problem here. I mean, it would have been nice to see the right shoulder come in a little higher, but with the 200 period moving average right there as resistance, it's not a huge surprise to see it there. And there is an M there, so it does kind of seem like momentum's to the downside. So not a lot to say that we've bottomed in the indicators. There is this RSI divergence that was working and still technically is working. But we kind of got met with another M top, so it's just, it kind of looks like everything's just sort of rolled over at the moment. But of course, that's kind of what I want to see in general. I don't know if this is just my bias talking, but at this point, I'd rather just see Bitcoin quietly roll out here into the end of the year. So that's kind of what I think's happening. If something changes that could push this up here, I suppose we should see some sort of W or something come in. We haven't seen that yet. So kind of looks like DMAX in higher. What did people say? Let's see. DMAC thinks we're going higher. Maybe we are. I have no idea. He's the only one that's voicing an opinion, so nobody else seems to have an opinion, I guess. And of course, this is just my opinion. I don't know what's going to truly happen. I think it's not an unreasonable thing to just kind of expect this sort of end of the year slide out. But we'll see. I'm just more in my head. I'm like, holy shit, it almost is the end of the year. So remember, I've been saying I want to buy altcoins into the end of the year. That's pretty much now. So, I do think things look kind of heavy in general, but this is the time to start. I mean, just because I think things look a little heavy doesn't mean I think it's a bad time to be nibbling. Yeah, and Omar's talking about the ETF FOMO stuff. And yeah, I don't know how the ETF's going to play out exactly, but it kind of seems like, I guess the positive news this week was that the SEC wasn't going to appeal the grayscale ETF stuff. So there was a little bit of positive news there. And then I was thinking about that because I mean, there's obviously the BlackRock ETF is probably the one with the most like political influence, and obviously BlackRock has the most sway in the world, probably much stronger than Grayscale. So it's kind of like if Grayscale is sort of moving along positively, then I imagine there'll be I don't know if BlackRock is gonna really want to be beaten at this game, right? So there's probably gonna be some sort of they're probably gonna be first, right? Is what I'm getting at. It seems like the BlackRock ETF has to be the first approved one. Maybe not, but the fact that there was positive news for the Grayscale one probably just means it's positive for BlackRock too. But we'll see. So maybe there's that as a catalyst. That could be something that drives price higher. I suppose the SBF trial ending or something. I don't know. Is that probably going to take years or something? I wonder how long it actually takes SBF to work himself out. And man, people are just trashing Caroline and like on. I feel bad. God, this world can be. I mean, I don't know if she deserves much. I don't know. It's funny. Like maybe she doesn't deserve much sympathy, but geez, people are so mean on the internet. Holy fuck. She's just getting like destroyed. But anyway, so there's like that. I don't know if the SBF trial is negative or positive, but there's that as a fundamental catalyst. And I think the ETFs are probably the big one for like positive catalyst, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe there's a sell-off event. I mean, I don't think we're in a topping area really. Those are things. So like for a sell the news kind of event, location's not that great. Like maybe they sell the news down into like Bitcoin reload zones here to bottom, but at the same time we're not like putting in like macro tops in Bitcoin, obviously. So I don't know if like in 2017, the 2018, early 2018, the top was basically put in by the CME futures approval, if I remember correctly. That was like timed perfectly with the 2018 top, the $20,000 top. It's a little different scenario now where I think it'd probably be more generally positive to have the ETFs all be approved. We'll see. But anyway, that's a long-winded way of saying I do think like this ABCD does make a lot of sense to me. I don't know if we'll make it all the way down here or not, but I do like the idea of prices just grinding kind of lower here into the end of the year. And I think technical analysis sort of supports that. There's not really a lot of bottom looking shit here. I did actually, that reminds me, I did have just the weekly chart drawn up and on Bitcoin, and I do think we are just in this range here. So as we get down into like, the Mountain Man long reload zone is like 26,200 and below. So we're not quite there yet. So we're not in really like great location here per se for longs, but as we get down against these, all these, God, those funny looking tails and stuff all down there that are basically making up this, what has been support here. We'll have to see what happens down here. And then of course the top of the range is 29,200 and above is Mountain Man here. So, you can see the range carved out here basically is all I'm saying. I think we're stuck in here. We'll see we'll see what happens down here, like into the end of the year if prices keep heading lower. And I do kind of get the gut feeling there's going to be one more shakeout at least, some sort of like kind of panicky shakeout. I think would be, even if they just do dip it down and, and take out this support here and just kind of get everybody freaked out. But anyway, Ethereum, Ethereum kind of did finally come down into that 1500 level. Didn't make it all the way to the ABCD yet. So it did almost touch the trend line here. So we're sort of down against like key levels for Ethereum to hold if it's gonna hold here. But also just sort of lower open air looming here down against the tail. And in Ethereum's case, the range I think is already very well established with this like M top at the top of the range. So it's just a question of whether the bottom of the range is going to be tested here, or if we're going to sort of set up above the 50% level of the range and try to, keep trending higher. But the uptrend looks very broken to me. No W's here, but any kind of W's against the trend line would give me some faith that we're at least going to bounce back up into 200 resistance. But for right now, it's just sort of hasn't quite completed the ABCD or hit the 1500 levels. So there is a little bit more down to just take out that level and see what happens here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some oscillation around this trend line is all I'm getting at. And of course, if it M's out on the other side of the trend line, then probably down in reload zones. But in general, it looks kind of heavy. And, OBV's just pointing straight down here still, not any kind of base. Tried to put in a W here, but it's kind of ended up being more like a V bottom. And now we're just testing the lows again. So the same thing, just kind of, and I think this is sort of the fate of altcoins here too. Just again, like kind of slowly grinding down until they truly bottom, and it'll probably be closer to the end of the year and beginning of next year than now. So this is sort of how I see it. So nothing's really changed too much for like weekly investing of altcoins. It's just sort of like we're still waiting for true bottoms to come in, and I am getting more and more, like I was saying, I want to build some dollar cost averaging, or I think I was saying that to Paul before we were recording, but I do want to kind of get, there's some names I have in the back of my mind that I just want to start building dollar cost average plans, and they've come into really nice levels. Like, just like as an example, like just even like, well, one is this audio that I just like this one. I don't know about the FA exactly. It's sort of like a crypto SoundCloud, and I just kind of like the platform in general and think it's cool. I don't know how the coin exactly is involved with the platform, but really, I just like when I see something like this, like it's just come down against what was like a daily W breakout here. There was this W that came in back for this monster like first of the year rally. And keep in mind, this is like this is the end of the year, right? I kind of see something similar like this happening too, but you can see how they panic dumped it right into the last month of last year, kind of tax loss sell off. I think we're kind of in for the same sort of thing this year, but either way, when I see like a W like this and then this huge run up and now prices kind of walked itself all the way back down into that level, it just kind of makes me want to just start nibbling away at this. There's no true setup here yet for me or a weekly W, but I know I want to accumulate this, and I did actually bang double out in that last rally. So yeah, stuff like this that is just in really nice location, I kind of want to just start nibble on. So yeah, that's just one example. LTO is very similar. It has like more down, but same kind of idea. The W's back here, and it still has more down to get to that level. But this kind of like our crypto traders or like weekly crypto reviews sort of bids. We're kind of looking for just levels like this, just not necessarily weekly W's or anything, but just like nice levels, location wise, that prices come down into against old structural bottoms. So it's just stuff like that. These are the kind of things I'm thinking about starting dollar cost averaging on. And then I guess before Paul jumps on, I'll just point out bands ripping. So there are some things that are up. This thing's up 40% on the day. This Strax is up 34% on the day. So I did see some things that are pumping this weekend. So that's a good sign. And if anything, you can see how this is like a W now that's come in. So it's, band has like W's working. So I think pullback, like on Tuesday's show, I was talking about, well, maybe you should focus on stronger coins if you're trying to buy into the end of the year, like what's been strong and what's likely to hold like structural support. And so now this at least has like a base working. So if we do come back down into reload zones here into the end of the year, that seems like a reasonable thing to take a shot on, because it now does at least have a daily bottom. I don't know about weekly bottoms per se, but I mean, there is kind of a W in there. But so anyhow, I think that's my spiel for the day. And I suppose now is probably a good time for Paul to jump on, and we actually just we'll cover the 5 that we're bidding on this week, and I have our giveaway ready to go. We could talk about some requests and stuff like that. So are you here?
Switch to my screen if you want.
Nah, we're just gonna. I want you to do it all just with voice today.
Okay. Okay, I'll do it. Nothing to complain. Okay, so Tezos is the first coin from our list, but before that, let's watch again. I love to show you the plan. Yeah, you can see how small and well done it is. I'm proud of this plan. It's my plan, that's why, not a specific reason. Read the fine print. We are not financial advisors, so it's 100% up to you what you do with your money. Yeah? I'm following this plan. Kevin is following this plan. Stefan is following, Miku and other people from our community, but it's 100% up to you if you want to use this plan. Yeah? We'll guide you step by step if you want, but you have to make your decision and be 100% responsible. Yeah, that's the main thing. Now, if we go on our list, we stopped last time at Theta, and today we have first one is Tezos. If you look left, you can see we have a fill, and seems like, let's see the chart. That's the main thing. You can see what we have on Binance. Yeah, really nice bottom here. At least I'm thinking is the bottom. Probably on different platforms we have lower levels. I'm almost sure that we have more down, but for me it was a good level to hunt an entry, and we have that. I don't see anything else. Now you can see we still have it's slowing down, but we still have lower highs and lower lows. I'm not bothering to hunt at this point. We have already 0.5 in the market. We should put our sell half on a double, yeah, at $1.50 or close to that level. I'm not touching this one. I don't want to buy it at this level. I want to buy it lower if will be the case. I want that big and wide weekly double. Indicators, you can see nothing special. Just going sideways, just following the price action. We can have some has a nice potential in the next bull market. Yeah, it has. But for the moment, I'm just waiting. I have 0.5. My plan says to be patient and wait for that wide weekly W. I don't see it yet. We still have the end of the year, tax loss selling and so on. Then we have the halving. We still have time to make that weekly W. Maybe that weekly W will come a lot lower. Let's say 20 cents, maybe 10 cents. I don't know. It's not my business to predict where this one will bottom. We bought some. If we'll get a double, we'll get some free coins, okay. But the rest, it's up to the market. We'll buy the big wide weekly double. So on this one, I don't see anything to do for the moment. Just put your sell half on a double. Looking at this project, you can see now it's 60 cents. And we had more than $7. So yeah, we have a 10x. If we go a lot lower, keep in mind, it's a big difference. If you buy at, I don't know, 60 cents or you buy at 10 cents, if the market will allow you. Yeah? Keep in mind that. So if you buy at 10 cents until $10, you have 100x. If you buy at 60 cents and you'll sell at $6, you have only 10x. So it's a big difference between these levels. So if you manage to get, let's say, wide but small window of risk on the next weekly W, even better than that. The lower the better, because I'm not expecting that every coin will go to all-time highs. But a 38.2, a 50% bounce, I could see on every altcoin. So I'm starting to pay more attention at these levels, because it will make the difference between 10, 20, 50, or 100x in some cases. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. And the next one is IXS. Was a nice coin last bull market. Pumped all of a sudden with that game. But now nobody is interested in trading or investing in this one. At least seems like it. Yeah, still going sideways. If I remember correctly, this is the level we were trying to buy. Let me check. So yeah, 2.5. We don't have a fill yet, so we can wait. A lot of people, when I said about this chart, I'm waiting at $2.5. Oh no, never. We'll never go so low. We'll go higher. Straight from this. Yeah, this is the bottom. Well, you can see the result. It's not even going sideways. It's trying to do so now, but I don't see a bottom on this one. I'll buy 0.5 at $2.5, but that doesn't mean I'll consider that the bottom could come a lot lower. You can see here below $1. But the lower the better. Like I said, will be a big difference in the reward in the top of the bull market. you'll hear some influencer, doesn't matter if you buy here or you buy a bit lower. Yeah, matters really. If you do the math, you'll see how much. If you buy at $1, let's say you'll get a 20x. If you buy at 50 cents, you'll get a 40x. So it's a big difference. These levels are really important where you buy. You should use all the TA you know on this time frame or daily to get better levels. Okay, so on this one we don't have a fill. I don't see that weekly W. Nothing to do. Just be sure that you have the limit order in the market. If the market will go down, you'll get a nice fill. I'm not changing my mind until, okay, if I'll see a wide weekly W above this level, I could reassess. But that's for the next time when we'll watch this chart. Next one. So, next one is sand. Let's see what we have on sand. Same kind of thinking. Okay, nice project, the best thing since hot water and so on. You can see where it's going. I'm not saying this project is destined to fail or is not okay. Yeah, it is, but probably it is. But I don't see that weekly W. You can see something? No, I'm not seeing anything. Still going down. Yeah, if I'll take this, okay, we had a potential local bottom here. Straight up, I don't like that. I need a W. I didn't see that W, okay, it's pumping. And from that top, from that retest, you can see lower highs and lower lows. That tells me that we have a downtrend. I don't even see a LJ on weekly chart here for a LJ setup on daily or something like that. So my limit order at 20 cents, now it's at 29, 20 cents is pretty valid. Actually, I said I'll buy at 20 cents. I have the order in the market. I'll let it that way. But seems like I'm chasing even at 20 cents. I could put it lower at, I don't know, 15 cents. You can see this week low. It's not a bad level. You can see some confluences here. So if you don't like 20 cents and you want to buy at 50, it's up to you. If we'll get a fill here, then I'll do the same like on the other ones, waiting for that weekly W. In case I'll get I don't know, a sell half on a double, get my short level, then I could reassess. Why? Because I have free money. I could invest more. So I'll draw the long reload zone and I'll try to outsmart the market a little bit and buy more. But until I'll get my shot, nothing I can do. I could buy 0.5 and another 0.5 and I'm limited to that. So indicators, nothing special. Same kind of thinking like on the other altcoins. Potential, yeah, we have. Even from 20 cents, let's see the high. Where was the high on this one? Okay, $8. Okay, let's say $4. Let's say 50%. If I'll buy at 20 cents until $4, still a nice reward. But maybe I could get even lower levels. This is 20 cents, but maybe I could buy here. If you look left, you can see a really nice level here. A really nice level, 10 cents, even better. So slow and steady. The bear market is not over yet. This window will not last forever, indeed, but we still have a couple of months. And in my view, if you are patient enough until now. Now it's time to pay attention, to really, I don't know, get more hours and looking at the charts, set some alarms, watch for potential bottoms. Some of you know how to spot a bottom on daily and weekly chart. We are blabbing away every Sunday that weekly W's. You can watch for the market to give you a weekly W. Sometimes the bottom will be formed in a small weekly W. Like this one. I don't know. What do you say? It's a good level here. This is a weekly W. This was your window of risk. Yeah. Let me just 1 second. Okay. Let's put the. It's a weekly W, clear one. Okay. Never retested this level, so you should put a stop limit order here. But you get the idea. You should hunt for this one. Is that time and 4 year cycle, and even more than that. Is that time where you have a nice opportunity. Hunt it. Yeah, let's see how much reward you can get until the top of the market with that W. Just with that W. It's weekly W. You don't have to swing trade. You don't have to day trade. You don't have to do anything. I don't know. 250 R, it's good enough for your money. And keep in mind, you are not swing trading. You are buying a breakout on a weekly basis in a weekly chart. I don't know, maybe you'll sell at 50, at 100. You'll not get all the reward at the top here. Maybe you'll not get the top. But still you'll make some money. Really nice money. And I'm not talking about little old lady. I frame a setup here. Weekly W, trade, pretty simple. Yeah? You have a stop loss here. Either if it's a soft stop loss with an alarm, or you have a hard stop loss, a limit order in the market. That's the small window of risk with weekly Ws you can get. Not on all of them, but you don't need all of them. You need some of them to give you a nice reward. Okay. I'm blabbing away too much maybe, but it's that time. I will not hear me saying something like that in the top of the bull market, when we'll see the market starting to do things like that. Then I'll try to tell you, go on the sidelines, be careful, because yeah, you can be lucky enough to get this move, but you don't have a good risk reward here. If you'll take this W, okay, you have some buy here, stop loss here, but you don't have the same reward. Okay, so on this one, I'm still waiting at 20 cents. You can buy, I give you some levels, I think 50 cents or 10 cents. It's even better than 20 cents. Looking now at the chart, seems likely to get that level. Maybe next month, maybe at the end of the year, maybe in January. I don't know. I'll keep my level at 20 cents. I don't want to modify anything. I don't want to be a cheap ass. And I'll reassess after that. Okay, next one. So let's see. After sand, we have maker. Let's take a look at maker. On this nice altcoin, let's call it that way, because if I swear, probably YouTube will not like that. You can see we had a fill, we had sell half on a double, we have some free coins, and honestly, I love to reload, but you can see the market is not going back down, and I'm not chasing this level. What you can do, yeah, you can do that, and we'll probably do the same. Let's put a long reload zone here, and if you look closely, you'll zoom in a little bit. You can buy 61.8. It's $1,000. You can see it's a big fat round number, but at the same time, you can see where the market start pumping, yeah? From 78.6. So honestly, I'm okay with buying at the same level, if will be the case, or at 78.6. I don't want to give you a level. What we can do, we can put a line here and we can put an alarm. Pretty simple. So if I'll get an alarm, I'll reassess at that point in time. I don't want to say, okay, I'll buy here. Maybe the market will be so bearish, or I'll see, I don't know, the market is not bottoming yet and I want to buy lower. But I want an alarm here to tell me that this one is at 78.6 level. So let's keep it with an alarm. I'll let it exactly like this, and we'll reassess in time. We have free coins. It's not up to us from now on. We should reload if we'll get the opportunity. We have that money recovered, so we can buy here, and we still have another 0.5 to buy if we'll see a lower level or something like that. So on this one, we have free coins already. Really nice. Let's reload if will be the case. And I guess it's the next one. It's Neo. Well, Neo, it's an old shitcoin. Maybe you'll pump now. Someone said about old shitcoin pumps. No, it's just a pump and dump from the weekend. It's something strange I saw in the market, and I don't want to participate too much. So let's see Neo. So has potential? Yeah. The lower the better. Same kind of idea. It's at the bottom. A lot of people will tell you, no, this it's old, will not pump ever again. I heard the same story here multiple times in 2019. No, it's nothing. Nothing will happen. Yeah, was the Ethereum killer? Was it's nothing. It will go to zero. Well, seems like did another pump without too many fundamental news or something. Just pump. And if you bought here this double $10 and you get more than 10x, if you manage to get a trade here, even better, you'll get even more. But I'm okay with buying this one. I don't know. I don't care after I'll get a sell half on a double. I don't care what will happen. The the biggest problem I have is to get in that free position. After that, it's up to the market. My money, they are back in my portfolio. I have free coins. If they'll pump, okay. If they'll go to zero, I'll not be happy, but I'll not cry for that. Okay, so on this one, we have we didn't manage to buy this one, this weekly W. Ugly, not the textbook one, but good enough. Was a good idea to buy here. We missed that. So we bought this level. Now you can see we bought this one. We don't have a sell half on a double for the moment. The market is going below that level. I'll buy exactly like I told you. I'll buy the next big weekly W, another 0.5. And be damn sure you have short in the market. You have the sell half on a double. Could form a big wide range here between I don't know $5 and $10 $15. Yeah, we should do probably an SFU of these levels. Probably, yeah. You look at the wicks here, the tails actually, some liquidity maybe to grab here. But if you want to outsmart, to fat finger, to outsmart the market, you can do something like that. Just put a limit order at $3.90. Now on the spot market, I think you can, if you buy here, you can get your money back pretty fast. So to go back at the, I don't know, from 381 at $8, I don't think it's hard to get back at the $8 to get free coins. And from that point, it's free. You don't care anymore. Okay, nothing to do on this one. If you want to outsmart the market, okay, you can do that. Just put a limit order there and just forget about it. If you want to do it with this plan or other plan, I don't know, it's up to you. But I'm forced to stay on the sidelines and wait. I don't want to buy anything more. We have 0.5 and we can get this level up. In my view, this will be a really important level. The market will go, take the liquidity and bounce. But maybe I'm wrong and the market will go up, but after I'll form a weekly W below. I don't have anything against Neo to bottom at $1. Honestly, that will be even better for me. This is the last one. We'll start adding some projects. Talked with Miko this week, yesterday actually, and we'll start putting together some new projects to start hunting on them. We'll take only new projects from Binance. So we'll start to add from next week, maybe, let's hope, we'll start to add some new projects. The problem I have with the new projects now, and they have a lot of coins to dump. Yeah, they have only 10% from their entire stack of coins in the market. And they will slowly bleed in the bear market. Yeah, that's made for a purpose, but for me, like an investor, for a guy who wants to buy the bottom, let's say, I don't want to buy it now. I want to buy it at the close to the level the initial investors bought it, and it's not close enough now. Yeah, it's not that moment. In my view, it's too early. The prices are too high, and I don't like to buy. You can see Arbitrum. I have a note here: buy below zero point 0.5, and Arbitrum now it's a lot higher. Let's just put this one. Let's see. It's 0.5. I'll buy below this level. It's 80 cents. I don't see not even a double here. But why I want to buy below this level? Because they still have some coins to release in the market. A lot of them. And that will give me that until I'll buy below 0.5 after I'll see some W's. Could go a lot lower. Okay. That's about it from my view and my perspective on these 5 coins. Window of October, October, it's almost it's in the middle. We are in the middle of the month. If altcoins will not pump in last next I don't know 2 or 3 weeks in the beginning of November, usually the window is closed and we'll start to have a different approach. Tax loss selling, and you'll see what will happen then. Yeah. But for for our investment plan, for this plan, it's a good thing. I know most of you are, I don't know, 50%, but the patient ones are below 50% in the market. They are still on the sidelines more than 50%. I don't think is the case to think, okay, we want a bull market now. No, we want a bull market, but maybe after the halving, as usual. We don't want a bull market now. We are unprepared now. If the bull market will start, usually doesn't start like that, but if we'll start, we are partially ready. We have some feels, but we are hoping to get even lower. And like I said, it's a big difference to buy at let's say $5 and to buy at $1. Don't listen to people who say no, it's close to the bottom, doesn't matter. Yeah, it matters. If you want to do 10x, if you want to do 20x, the closest to the bottom the better. You'll manage to buy the bottom? Probably not. 90% no. Some of them maybe you'll be lucky, but you can anticipate some move when you can buy a lot lower. You anticipating the time we are now, this small window until the halvening, and you can buy lower. Yeah, you can do that. Or you can come on premium and watch what Kevin is buying, what I'm buying, what other gladiators are buying. Yeah. It's totally up to you. Okay, I think I blabbed away too much, Kevin. How much time? We have an hour.
Not really.
Yeah, we're okay this time. Seems like.
I was thinking
1
about
hour.
that ARB. It's fascinating that ARB never did even test the old highs after basically everybody just dumped the airdrop, and then it's just, everybody had such high hopes for ARB when it was up at like $1.50, but it never.
And let's
It could
keep in
never
mind.
build above that, and it's just been lower
Yeah,
lows
the
ever
problem
since.
is with a lot of I don't know, releasing too many coins and give them giveaways like they did with how you said that it's a different word, but uh, some people will say you saw even in our community, some people will say, okay, I sold half of it, half I'll keeping it, I'm a holder. Fuck it, when he'll see that below 50 cents will sell because it's an airdrop, it's free money, and don't want to give up on that money. And if it will take a long time, even better, they will sell. They'll just sell because that's the human nature.
Yeah.
When they'll panic, they need a panic event in that one. In my view, they need a panic event. Why? So the market could pump again. And probably that panic event will be below 50 cents. I don't see anything special. You see something on OBV? I see
No.
something nice on OBV. You can see, I like this OBV going down. That tells me that this market has some room to go down. Could bounce here at 78.6, form a W and make a trade. Yeah, we can trade this one. But this is the bottom? No. This is just slowly bleeding, and we need a capitulation candle. And better below 50 cents. I'm not buying here. You can see even on our plan we have first 0.5 at 50 cents. Could take a long time, but we'll probably get there.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so we are ready to do the giveaway manually.
Yeah, we could do the giveaway really quick here, and
Yeah, you reposted the tweet.
yeah, DMAX in here.
Yeah, it's there. Okay, so we can do the giveaway if the Mac is there.
I think there's 16 people.
Yeah,
So
usually the same people every time. We can make a one list and just draw from the same one. I'm joking.
all right, well, who's gonna win?
Well,
We should start side bets on who's gonna win.
well, I don't like to bet. I want to trade, but let's put the drum.
You can't bet the. All right, there's our crappy ass drum. Here we go.
Yeah, don't laugh. Okay, let's see.
Oh, Flor Adrian.
Well, you should tell me the name because I'm 1 second or 2 seconds behind.
Flor Adrian.
Florida 2. Yeah. So just DM me on the. I guess you are on a Crypto Traders Arena community, from what I know. DM me and tell me what you want. If you are already a premium member, you will receive a one-to-one if you want. If no, I'll give you more premium membership. It's up to you. Oh, Mercurio, you are that one? Yeah. So Mercurio won again. Well, this is karma.
That's Mick.
He helped us a lot, and he is receiving. And you can see it's it's just the fate, the karma. Let's say it that way. No, Biku, we cannot ban him. No, it's a good guy. I
Wait, is
know you
that
don't
even
like
the
him.
real? I don't even think that's the real Miku in this chat. That's the fake Miku.
No, it's not the fake Miku. It's the real Miku. After seeing the messages, I'm convinced that he likes drama, so it's the real Miku. The fake Miku, the fake Miku is trying to DM Big Mac.
Well, there's another giveaway, and we're just having fun here. But we do these every week, so if you want to be part of the next giveaway, you got to retweet the Paul's tweet for the show.
For the moment, we'll keep it that way. We'll only request a retweet. In time, we'll try to, when we'll have more members, when the bull market will start, we'll change the condition.
Yeah,
That means that will request, I don't know, to have at least 10 or 20 followers, or maybe 100. If you don't have any follower, I don't see any point retweeting. Or to, I don't know, at least to tag 3 friends or something like that. For the moment, it's just a way to, I don't know, reward the people who are watching. They are die-hard kind of followers.
Yeah, I think in the future we'll probably do something like you send us 1 ETH and we'll send you back 20.
Yeah, send us 1 ETH and we'll give you 0 back from the start. Okay, so we have any requests?
Let's
David
see
is here. He is the request guy.
There was some in the chat earlier from David, I think. Yeah, perp, bake, wing.
Well, the chart is on your side.
Actually, that does remind me, because I see you put UFT, and I was just looking at that UFT. We talked about this one a couple weeks ago, I think, but it's got a nice W here. I mean, this is the Binance chart. There's not a lot of I think there's a little more history on this crypto chart, but this was one of David's requests today. But I was looking at this thing, thinking that's a nice weekly W. Kind of a crappy close so far this week. We'll see what happens here later today, but maybe it can push up a little higher and just kind of make a little bit stronger of a weekly candle. But
yeah.
This is on crypt. I don't know. There's no volume data on this particular chart because this is, I guess, I don't know what crypto is on TradingView specifically. I don't know if that's crypto.com, but this one, Uh, yeah, it looks like a weekly W in a reload zone. So I don't know. I guess if you even took your reload zone there, yeah, we're sitting at like kind of right in the middle of the reload zone anyway. So definitely looks pretty good. Um,
Yeah.
kind of has a bottom. I don't have a clue what this is, and I don't think I can trade it. But
I don't see the indicators, but we can, if we have indicators, we can. We have a nice location. If we'll have some bullish divergence on indicators, we can think about buying the retest of that W.
yeah, I mean this particular whatever I'm looking at here doesn't show any indicator data, so could look at it on Binance. There's just not as much history, but um, it is on
Yeah.
Binance, and it does have strong volume this week. I guess it's about all I can say. A nice W here. Um, so anyway, that's one that was on the request and looks pretty good. What else is in here? Where'd those requests just go? I
They are
lost
not
them.
interested in buying now. They'll wait until the bull market will start. I'm joking. We have our plan, but
Oh, here we go. Yeah, so that's one to watch at least. Next request is perp.
let's
Which
see how this one will close. If we'll close green, then it's a good sign, a really good one.
yeah, at least it has a W. This is I don't know what the hell is perp. I mean, it's a is it an index of I don't know what perp is.
Probably.
I do see a weekly W here, and whatever this pump was got evaporated, which has sort of been the state of crypto lately. Anything that does seem to pump seems to be coming right back down. Of course, that was several weeks back. And now there's actually an M there. I mean, it's kind of weird location for an M per se, not to think about shorting or anything like that. But at the same time, it's just a question whether this weekly W can hold here. But at the same time, there is a
Well,
weekly W
looks like
working
it's
there.
up and down for the moment. Usually in this situation, I'm waiting for the next W. Even if it's a daily W, draw the reload zone and waiting for a new W on daily could be a trade. But usually seeing that week, who wanted to sell sold in that week to the upside. And now we should frame a three-step or a general setup like we want to call it on our community. So
Yeah, and really they
we
just
don't need
couldn't
to
get
have
it
location.
outside of the range here anyway. They just basically took it up against the range highs. So yeah,
Yeah.
but it does have a bottom working. There's even a kind of a W back here. So just see if it can hold here and set up again. OBV looks
Yeah.
positive. Everything looks relatively good. I suppose there's
Yeah.
shit tons of upside here. So yeah, very bottomy looking. It's just like Paul said, probably not a bad idea to just let it set up again here. Even if we look at like a daily chart, there's probably no W yet. There's kind of a V bottom here. And also just kind of lower levels down here against the old bottom seem likely. So no rush. Pump and dump. I don't know. This is like what happened to like this REQ this week. Did that sort of same pump and dump. It just straight back down. So that's kind of how nothing has much staying power right now. We'll see if that happens with this band and Strax. Like this one's been ripping. So far, it's not coming right back down. And then band today is uppy, but see if this can maintain this pump here. Anyway, those are kind of stronger ones that we'll have to see if they can. We'll see what happens to these this week. Do they just come right back down or can they keep going? Next one, oh yeah, Bake. What's going on with Bake? This is one we've been talking about a lot lately, just because. Oh wait, let's see. Let's look at it. Yeah, this is just another weekly W that is sort of trying to get going. It looks like they tested that level again this week. So that's 2 weeks in a row now. You could have bought the breakout level. I'm still kind of I was just kind of waiting for it to settle down here. I think I said last week too. I think my only real option for buying this is on Binance Chain, so I'm not going to work a limit order. I'm just going to kind of, if it can come back down into reload zones, I'll go and buy some. But nonetheless, you could see the Wyckoff check is in now 2 weeks in a row, so there's some sort of support here at the W level, which is also, now Mountain Man of the range. And of course, this thing already has OBV divergence confirmed, going all the way back to the old lows back here. So we have like double divergence, truthfully. And it's got weekly W's, so this one has the green light to buy. It just does it dip low enough to make it cheap again, or is it just gonna sort of start taking off from here? We don't know, but it looks damn good. And I guess that's that 12 cent level is sort of the, looks like support's sort of being built here around 12 cents and the old W's. Nice candle body level right there too. Didn't quite get tagged this week. It got tagged the week before, but yeah, that's like 11.7 cents. So I definitely like, I guess that's sort of like that's like the first location to be a buyer. I don't really see any reason to chase it up here. But really, I'm looking for a deeper dip into like 78.6s and stuff here into the end of the year would be ideal for me. But what can I say? This one looks better than most. It's got a weekly W, has a ton of upside. If this thing, shit, I mean, 13 cents up to, I don't know, even if we just say like 50% levels off of the highs here is going to be, wherever that low, somewhere around 4.30, $4, tons upside. So from 12 cents to $4 sounds pretty good. So definitely that one's on the list as being buyable in my opinion. Next one's Wing. What's going on with the Wing here? Nice and bottomy looking. Well, clearly the OBV is nice and trendy, and also in divergence through here. There's basically divergence all the way through that area because price was making new lows. Yeah, from, we have new lows from here to here. Nice W and OBV plus OBV just trending up. So plenty of indicator confirmation to think bottom here. And location clearly is good too. Just, I mean, even if we don't really include that wick in the fibs and just kind of drew our fibs off the low here to the candle body highs, we still have a nice 78.6 location here. And just, I don't know if we have confirmed weekly W's, but definitely like a line chart W looks like. So, yeah, we have like W's coming in on the line chart in below 78.6 kind of location. Just using that high, of course, there's that wick shooting up much higher. Looks pretty good. So, I don't know. The funny thing about this price action is, where do you call it a confirmed W? Because of course we have these wicks shooting up. So I mean, if you wait for closes above those levels, it's going to be way late to be a buyer. So I don't know. I kind of like the candle body levels in here, and it does look like the W's in. You can even see kind of the retest that happened this week, where they basically just came down and checked those levels and found support. So all in all, it looks pretty good. This is sort of V bottomy looking back here, and that tail's kind of a magnet though. So of course, if we can't hold these levels here, then the next stop is probably to come and eat this tail and FU that low. And that might be a nice place to, if you're patient and really wanted to buy this thing, I could see them just taking out that low, and that becomes a nice level to be a buyer at. That's $2, quite a bit down from where we are now. So it's just a question of, is this the bottom here? And I don't know if you can really call that in general. It is weekly WE, but with these tails, with these wicks shooting up, it's a little messy, but does look good. Nice. So all three of those really have looked pretty decent. What else is on here? GNO, Gnosis. This is an old Dino coin. 2017 ICO, if I remember correctly. Of course, on Coinbase, there's not tons of data. Maybe we should look at it somewhere else. Actually, I wonder if we could look at it like on Bittrex and see like a lot of data. maybe look at it. Yeah, that's the real Gnosis, I think, with data going all the way back to 2017. Had a nice move last cycle for sure. Huge upside. Well, it went from like, I don't know, $15, $18 up to 676. And right now it kind of looks heavy. I mean, this chart's a little thin looking, all these wicks and tails, because it is Bittrex, but nonetheless, that's kind of like M and out, and clearly there's downside risk. So I don't see anything really particularly bottom me about this. And levels like down here stick out to me, whether it's that big wide W breakout level or even lower, you start hunting the old little W's inside there, that's projecting quite a bit lower here. It's at $90 right now with tons of room to move down. Maybe looking at it on Binance again just to see a little bit better of a chart. Probably, yeah. I mean, it's still the same conversation though, just M's. That looks kind of M-y through there, and it looks like it's pointing down. It does have OBV trying to trend higher here, so. But compared to any of those ones we just looked at, they all looked better to me than this. This still looks like it's got more downside to play out before it even starts to think about bottoming. I suppose there's this W back here that could hold, but it seems likely they'll try to take those levels here before this is ready to turn around yet. So, and even just the fact that it's like $70, well, it's 90 here. It just makes me think it's going to go a lot lower. It probably has a lot less coins out than other things, which is maybe why it's higher in price. But just that higher price level in general makes me think more down. So I don't really like that one. That gets thumbs down for me for right now. OGN, I like the other ones more though comparatively. The first three we looked at looked way better. OGN we could look at maybe on Kraken, I guess. Well, Binance down here. That's the swap. Looks like I talked about this one relatively recently again, and I don't know where I drew this, but perfect example of how that's kind of how bottoms look, and we're sort of wherever I drew this, we're kind of now in the middle of that, and still kind of trying to do this, I'd say. So I think that's sort of the right general thinking, and this is an interesting chart in that sense that you could see how they did just kind of take out the old levels here and have basically just been trying to get back inside to the old, like reclaim the range that was created by these lows. So that's a nice location for a bottom, and I see a weekly W right there. So this one seems pretty far along in the bottoming process, and I do think this is still basically what's going to happen. Wherever if there has to be like a capitulation low put in still, either way, this is kind of the end of the year and into next year's halving. I think bare minimum, I think there'll be some kind of pump into that halving event. Even if it's not like to new all-time highs and stuff like that, I do think something like this is likely to happen next year. Just to, even if we're just getting up into like double levels, isn't that high? Like, I mean, if you're buying at 10 cents, the doubles are only testing the recent highs. So in general, I like this one, and I think it does have a nice, sort of base working if you want to just draw fibs and, you draw your fibs off of the lows here and just kind of start hunting reload zones seems reasonable to me. I will say that OBVs looks like it's kind of crapping out. Just, basically all the recent rallies have been hit with sellers, so it's just made this OBV kind of lose steam. It was in divergence through here, and then it kind of crapped out, so it sort of has to set up again. This is kind of like BNT did this too. So now it's like if you really want to wait for OBV to start setting up again, I suppose there is a little W in there. And I suppose we're technically in divergence actually again, in potential divergence, because truthfully, we did have a higher low here. So in general, we're kind of still trying to maintain the uptrend in OBV. So this one gets a flaccid thumbs up. Do you like the weekly W, and I like the location just now that it's taken out these lows, but it's just sort of building a bottom around that kind of 9-10 cent level. I like that one. Auction, and then we already looked at UFTs, but auction is It looks pretty. I mean, this is, if anything, hopefully you can just, the bottoms are coming in. Maybe we're early. Maybe we're not going to head into a bull market just tomorrow, but that looks like, this looks like a time to be interested as opposed to like up here. Like, I mean, now we've got like a base built. There's sort of like weekly W's in here coming in. There's even like a cheekier little weekly W right there that's currently building. OBV's trending higher and also in divergence. Just barely, because we did tick to a new low there, so we set up divergence through there. There's a nice big wide W and OBV, and everything's just pushing higher. So this is what a bottom looks like, and this even kind of rounding out, and like it's got enough sideways now to actually start an accumulation phase. You know, as opposed to like right through here, it was like trying to bottom, and it even kind of pumped here, but there wasn't really any accumulation phase. There wasn't enough time. Now there's actually starting to be signs of accumulation, and that's kind of shown here in OBV as it trends up. It's basically just showing that smart money's in there buying the lows, right? So looks pretty bottomy to me. I mean, I don't know if you go buy it here, fine. Like, I don't know if you're really chasing too badly. It's a 550, and then the lows are at 340. So still, you know, I mean, like all of these, there's 50% downside risk pretty much on all this stuff. But you know, at least if you're buying right here and you really like the coin, I don't know, just not, you're not like chasing up super up markets. That's not my favorite to go buy there. If anything, where do you draw your fibs from here? There's this kind of big tail sticking up. So I mean, of course, if you draw fibs off of this low to that high, you're going to be in decent location. Either way you slice it, we're down at the bottom of the range. I figure I kind of like I don't really like using that for my fibs so much here. Well, it's not a big deal. It's just kind of like, it doesn't give you that great of information just to draw your fibs off of that giant pump and dump. But you can see that, I mean, clearly it's sort of bottoming out here. I don't know if there's maybe some more data to look at somewhere else. Probably not on Coinbase. Yeah, I don't know if this is a new issue from 21 or if there was more down here, but I suppose you might go look at that if you're interested in this name and see what actually happened back here, if there is information back there. That one gives this one's a half flaccid thumb up. I don't know. Definitely trying hard. And if there was reasons, like I'd like to hear like reasons, like why is this thing cool? Like what's the story going forward that might let this thing outperform others?
I don't think they have too much fundamentals.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
I take a look at scene.
Huh?
I'll post in the chat the ticker.
Sin on Dent. And, let's look at Dent. That one rings a bell from the past.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, sorry. I'll look at Sin in a minute. That's Paul wanted to look at Sin, but I saw Dent in there. We'll look at that SYN in a second here. But since I pulled this up, I'll just, I mean, really quickly just say that it's looks like it's trending down recently, and OBV is still trending down. It is testing its recent lows here, so I mean, location's not bad, but just like the other ones we've talked about, there's plenty of downside risk here as it comes down and eats the old bottom here. So even if you just like started from here as the W breakout and started thinking there and lower, that seems like something like this. That's sort of what I'd be shooting for. And so that's like, you know, 0004, and we're at you know, 5.9, so it's, you know, quite a bit higher still. There's a lot of room for this thing to come down. And like OBV setting up potential divergence, but it hasn't really turned yet here, so it still just looks like everything's kind of grinding down. And not very.
A lot of in the market, so watch out for that.
It has what?
Usually a lot of coins.
Yeah.
They have a new case. I like that project fundamentally, the idea, but too many coins in the market, and I don't know.
Yeah. just doesn't look very. It still needs more time to round out. Just kind of. So that's cool though. And then
Yeah,
SYN.
look left and you'll see how the last bottom formed. Probably will be the same case today, this time.
Yeah, and we're probably like right there. Like, see how it even like they even tried to put in a W and then faked everybody out with like a capitulation dump. That could be the. That's sort of like, I wouldn't be surprised to see one more shakeout. That's what I was saying earlier, like in altcoins too, just where they do kind of fuck everybody over one last time and sort of mark a capitulation bottom. Of course, that was COVID, probably. Yeah, that was like March of 2020. I don't know if we're gonna have that kind of event. We'll see though. Um,
Well, start counting the zeros if you want to see how many coins they have in the market.
yeah, I mean it's cheap, really cheap, so they probably do have tons. Let's see. I typed that in incorrectly. Paul likes
Look at
SYM.
daily. Look at daily. Could see power of three there. I know Stefan is the specialist on power of three, but
Yeah, there's a nice little W trying to get back into the power 3 range.
yeah, on daily chart, on weekly, yeah. So
I mean, this
look
definitely
at
looks
the
like a trade could be setting up here in the next couple weeks. So
yeah. That's why I mentioned because I want to give a I don't know one or two ideas about a swing trade kind of thinking. Will not go lower on I don't know 4 hour chart is not the purpose of this live stream, but maybe we can not frame, give you some ideas where you should look on daily chart.
yeah, it seems like resistance would be maybe up against the highs like this, but yeah, there's a lot of room for that thing to
Nice
move
OBV
up.
and so on.
Yeah, nice OBV. That looks like a harmonic actually, but I don't really draw those that often. But it looks.
No window of risk. A 2 to 1 close 50%, trail the rest.
I
Just
don't.
an idea to frame. Everyone should have a setup to frame a trade like that.
Yeah, so that looks pretty good. Looks definitely a daily W. So I don't know from the investor weekly standpoint. Yeah, for sure. It's like basically
No.
just FU'd the lows here. There's nothing really bottomy per se about it. But man, it sure
But
has gotten kicked in the nuts here over the last year.
yeah, who
Damn.
knows? Da Vinci knows what setup I'm thinking about. So some of you should know Da Vinci J15. So you should think a Davos setup. Yeah. Indicator confirmation could mean indicators following the price action, not necessarily bullish divergence. Yeah, you get
Yeah.
the idea. So
I mean, it
watch
is in
out for
potential
that.
divergence.
Yeah.
And then probably RSI too, but
Nice W on OBV already fall. Nice. Could be a nice Davo there.
yeah, it's seems like a reasonable swing trade idea. And I suppose if
Well,
if that's your kind of, you could build a whole swing trading plan off of just like something like hunting setups, hunting like a W on a daily time. Can't even talk. Hunting a W on a daily time frame and then zooming in a bit and seeing if you can, trade that breakout essentially. Because I could see this thing just shooting up here into the trend lines or even up against the old highs.
same kind of idea. If you want to go on Aptos, we have power of three again. Same kind of thinking. Not necessarily is looking not so nice like Sin, but still good enough.
Yeah, this is
Two of them, I think it's enough for this live stream.
yeah. This, of course, was a trade we talked about a while back, and that W failed. So now they just have to set it up again.
Yeah, but they had equal lows, and now power of three could be really nice.
Yeah,
Same kind of idea. I'll ask Stefan. Maybe you can frame a trade and post for all Crypto Traders Arena members, or even on Twitter. But
yeah,
I'll let him frame the power of three on these two altcoins.
yeah. I mean, either way, you got to see it close back inside. It hasn't truly reclaimed yet, I don't think, but it's trying.
Yeah, depending on the time frame. On lower time frame has even a W at that level. But it's Sunday. Maybe we should wait until tomorrow.
Yeah, but it's a thought. It's a good idea.
Just an idea. I don't want to give you levels entry here, stop loss here, and this live stream. It's not the purpose for that. So we'll look at this chart, look at this one. This is the best we can do in a live stream where we are talking about investments.
If anything, I'd kind of like to see it actually make a W there and,
Yeah, could
pull
be a
back
bit
a little
too
bit. And then there's no
Yeah.
structural, there's no W yet on the daily chart.
There you can frame a lower time frame 4-hour chart, or you can frame an LJ on Aptos, but it's different. It's something else.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We have anything else, Kevin?
That's about it. Well, that's all the requests and stuff.
Yeah, we have 1 hour and a half, so I think we're good enough.
Yeah, I don't have. I mean, I do like all of these. A lot of these have like something interesting about them, but there's none of them are like pound the table, go out and buy. So
And everything is correlated with Bitcoin, so don't make too many hopes. If Bitcoin will hold the level, let's hope Bitcoin will stay above 26. Okay, then some altcoins, some strong ones will pump, a silent pump, like we keep saying. But if Bitcoin will lose the level, will go down. Everything will go down with Bitcoin. And first dump, altcoin hold the level. Second dump, they get destroyed. So watch out for that. We still have time. It's still October, maybe. But overall, we have to prepare for putting our limit orders below for the end of the year, for the capitulation on some altcoins, if will be the case.
yeah.
Let's wait and see.
No, so I mean, anyway, I'll be streaming again on Tuesday. Maybe we could look at a bunch more of these names. And other than that, we'll just be back to business as usual starting tomorrow. Of course, there's a couple weeks. I don't know exactly when the Fed announcement is, but I guess probably 3 weeks from now there's an interest rate announcement. I'm not sure on the date exactly, but I think it'll probably be the first week in November. So that might sort of change something in the bigger picture, but maybe we get some sort of rally into that event. Yeah. And in general, it's just the same story of like, I do, still think buying here into the end of the year in altcoin land is kind of my general, or at least going into super hunting mode here into the end of the year is kind of my general MO.
Yeah, we should, I don't know, percentage wise, we should be more invested in altcoins in the end, after the end of the year. We should have, I don't know, at least 50-60%. So start hunting. Don't be lazy. It's not the time to be lazy. It's time to learn to trade. It's time to hunt your favorite altcoins. Like I explained you, it's a big difference between buying at $5 and buying at $1. Yeah, a lot of 5 times higher. So start hunting. If you have questions, if you have anything to ask us, join our community. Join premium if you want to go deeper, or even if you have a general question about an altcoin or about the plan, just ask on general chat. You'll definitely get an answer, but just don't be lazy. Don't wait until the price of the altcoins will be 10 times higher and then come and ask Kevin, for example, what I should buy at what price, because you can assume what the answer his answer will be. Huh? Ask him now what we are thinking about certain altcoins, how you should make your plan, what a good plan looks like, even reviewing a plan. Now, ask him now, not in the top of the bull market or in the middle of the bull market. Now is the right time. We still have for premium, we have a, I don't know, offer. You can see it on how to become a premium member. So if you want to participate to get a cheaper access on a premium membership, you can. We still have some places. Other than that, keep going. Be consistent. I just follow us. At least to be consistent, half like you see us being consistent every Sunday, every day. You can see Kevin on premium, but you can see me on general on YouTube posting the same video every fucking day. Yeah? Not every day it's I know I make a profit or I'm in profit. Sometimes it's a shitty day, but that doesn't stop me to show up the same day, the next day, and doing my job. That's the key. If you want the secret in trading, it's planning the process and be consistent. No, don't think about setups. Don't think about TA. It's just tools and something like that. Nothing more. So be consistent. That's my advice for the end of this live stream.
Yeah, good advice. Alrighty, well, guess we'll leave it at that then, and call it a day. And we'll be back next Sunday as always. And like I said, I'll be back on Tuesday. And really, I just set that stream up right at the New York Stock Exchange close, so you can figure out what that is in your time zone. And
I'm saying, yeah, when we finish this one, 1 hour before the New York session is starting, is closing or what?
wait, the time we start today?
No, Tuesday when you do the live stream. Usually exactly at the end of the New York session.
Yeah, right at the New York stock close, which would be 2.5 hours from right now.
Yeah.
So whatever that
we'll
means.
Post on, if you want, we'll see us posting on Discord, on Twitter, and so on.
So fun time zone stuff. But all right, well, we'll just leave it at that, and wish you guys a good rest of the weekend, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow in New York session if you're in our community. And other than that, I will talk to y'all later. And that's about the best goodbye I have. So sayonara. Take it easy.